Kia ora tātou. I'm here with Carolyn Smith this morning in her lovely home in the country out here in Gordonton, and I'm talking to Carolyn Smith today because she is someone who's had a lot of experience with people over the years as a teacher, and in more recent years she's been one of the people who've helped teach the PLP program, and now she's involved in helping people to teach the PLP program and a whole lot of other things as well, right? And so the PLP program is a really interesting program, and I thought it could be interesting to think about as we're doing this 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. So, first question, could you tell us a little bit about this PLP program? What is it?
Cool, so the PLP program, PLP for a start, Positive Lifestyle Program, but we often just use the acronym as we do. It's a program of self-development that people engage in for 8 weeks. So they come along for an hour a week and work alongside a facilitator to journey through 8 different topics. So we start with self-awareness, then anger, depression and loneliness, stress, learning some managing stress techniques, assertiveness, grief and loss, self-esteem, and then future directions, which sets people up then for setting some goals for what's next for them.
So you cover a wide range of real life experiences that would probably be really good for all of us to have a think about.
Yeah.
So Carolyn, you mentioned that one of the things you look at is anger, and we thought that's particularly relevant to what we're thinking about in these few days. So could you just give us just some bullet points, some of the important things about anger to help us understand it a little better?
So I think one of the key things to start with is that anger is a natural, strong human emotion. And there's nothing wrong with anger in itself. It's what we do with anger. So as in all the PLP booklets, we start by looking at a topic and learning a little bit about it, then reflecting on that topic as it affects us, and then we look at some strategies. So what can I do with this new knowledge and how can I use that?
That's really helpful to know that anger is natural.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm thinking Jesus got angry,
Absolutely.
didn't he? And so if he was allowed to get angry, and you read through the books of Psalms, people express all these emotions. They are normal, they are natural, but sometimes we need help with them, don't we?
Absolutely.
We need to understand them better. So tell us more.
So there are 11 different anger styles, and we might predominantly have one style, or we might have a bit of a mix. So some of them come under the heading of masked anger, where anger avoidance might be what our anger style is. Sometimes that is for safety reasons.
I was going to say, because 11 styles of anger, that's a lot, but I might say to you, no, I don't get angry. And would you call me a liar?
No, not a liar. We'd just say, hey, let's just do this questionnaire and let's discover, because we do all express ourselves in different ways.
We might just be better at pushing it down. Yeah.
And each of the anger styles has some positives and some negatives, obviously. So even being an anger avoider, we might think, oh, that would be good. But actually no, because then we're bottling things up or avoiding what the real issues are.
That's good to know, yeah.
Sneaky anger.
Okay.
So that one might be around acting helpless and not taking on responsibility. That's how anger is held. Anger turned inward, where we're hard on ourselves because of things that are happening around us. Sudden anger, a bit like a thunderstorm on a sunny day, where the person expresses their anger. They might feel good and relieved, but often that has...
And you had no idea it was coming.
No.
And that can be scary.
Yeah, absolutely. And so even though the person with that anger style might feel relieved, it's the effect on other people.
True, yeah.
Shame-based anger, deliberate anger. So some people like the feelings, the emotions that they experience when they're angry. Addictive anger, just that feeling of a sense of power through anger.
Okay.
And then some other styles, habitual anger, just, I seem to get angry about everything. Just 'cause, and not really knowing the why and behind. Paranoid anger, so feeling that everybody's against you, and a sense of anger in that. Moral anger,
Right.
and as you mentioned before, you know, Jesus stood up for some things that he really believed and wanted others to know, and we should be able to do that too. So that's moral anger, but obviously sometimes it goes further than.
But it can have a place.
Absolutely, yeah. And then hate, which is a word we often don't want to use, but hate is hardened anger. So anger that hasn't been worked through, anger that's become bitterness, anger that's set a bit like concrete.
Yeah. And that can be bad for us in so many ways in our relationships, but it's fascinating how our bodies are all connected, and those internal things can even come out and make us sick, can't they, if we don't process them right. That's very interesting. I had no idea there were so many different ways.
So that's based on some research by Potter and Ephron, so it's robust research that if people are interested in that sort of thing, delve in to find out some more.
Cool.
Yeah.